Hi friends, welcome if you're new, and thank you for coming back if you're already a subscriber. So today on Debt Free Friday, we're going to talk about savings accounts and how many you need. And this Debt Free Friday was inspired by Adriana Fuentes, who left a comment on one of my videos and said, please help, how many savings accounts do I need? 1 sinking fund, 2 emergency fund, 3 regular savings? If so, could you please explain each for me? Thank you. So that was a really good question, Adriana. If you're watching, hi. So I thought I would do a video about it. So I'm gonna explain to you what works for me and my family. This may not work for you. You just gotta kind of figure out and get into a groove of what works for you. I do want to preface this by saying, me and my husband, we have a very healthy relationship with money, and I think it's important that you have a healthy relationship, a positive relationship with money, if you want to try to do this the way that I do it, okay? Otherwise, you may want to protect yourself and have, different savings accounts for your emergency funds or stuff that you really don't want to dip in and use that money for. Again, I just think it's important that you have a healthy, positive relationship with money. You can't master your money until you master your emotions. So with that said, we have 1 savings account and 1 checking account. Now, this does not include any kind of retirement funds or long-term savings funds or investment funds for our kids. This is just our cash sinking funds and emergency fund. Everything is in 1 savings account, okay? And I track it all in Excel. So our emergency funds, we have about probably 22 to 21 sinking funds. That does not include our emergency fund. I have a sinking fund for everything, for birthdays, for Christmas, for vacations. We have a rental home, so I have a sinking fund for that. Technology, we have several sinking funds, and put everything is in 1 large savings account, that I, like I said, just parcel it through, and we do, get interest on this savings account. It's a money market account, and I think, it's just easier for me that way. So that way I have to just reimburse our checking account from this 1 savings account, and then I just transfer the money from our checking account into this 1 savings account. And then, like I said, I parcel everything out in Excel. Now, I know not everyone is as comfortable in Excel as I am, but I do have a video that I explain how I reconcile to our budget, and that includes, sinking funds and everything. And I will insert a card to that here, or you can click in this box right here. But yeah, basically I have 1 savings account that houses, all of our sinking funds and our emergency funds. Now, if you do not have a positive relationship with money and you think that's too tempting for you to have that cash right there for your use if you need it, then I would suggest at least putting your emergency fund in a separate savings account and then having another savings account for your sinking funds. Now, I asked this question on my Facebook group, which is a wonderful, very intelligent, bright group of ladies who have awesome advice. I also asked them on my Facebook group because I just wanted to get other different perspectives. If you haven't joined my Facebook group yet, the link is down below. We have a really good time in there. And most of them said, let me just pull it up. Most of them have at least 1 separate savings account for their emergency fund. And then Mia, who I loved her naming convention for her savings account. She has, and I hope you don't mind me sharing, Mia, hi if you're watching. She has an emergency savings account, the Debt Slayer savings account, and this is the account that they hold till the end of the month, and then it gets moved into their checking to pay off any debt. And then she has a business savings account, which I think is great. If that's easier for you to have, 1 savings account for an emergency fund and then another savings account for your sinking funds, do it that way. I am going to be creating a very, very simple template in Excel that it makes it easier for you to track your sinking funds, and I'm going to share that with my Facebook group. And so I will do an upcoming video about that, on how to easily track your sinking funds, which will be coming up soon. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, for commenting. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, hit that button right below, and check out my previous video in the picture right next to me. I hope this answers your question, Adriana. Thank you again for leaving that comment to me. And if anybody else has any questions, just leave them down below. I'd be happy to address them in a future Debt Free Friday. So I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.